saying that bourbon is illegal in Canada?
Yeah, they're not importing American booze to Canada.
Oh, right.
Nope, that might have demonetized us already.
Oh, Django is marching towards.
Don't they have?
Is there
Canadian
supposed to be
bourbon?
sound?
Yeah, there's always supposed to be sound.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Listen to that.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I listen to in my aerial yoga classes.
Hot,
What?
hot aerial yoga.
Bikram.
Aerial hot yoga. Bikram.
Aerial yoga.
Aerial Bikram.
Aerial Bikram.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
There goes our
I went
monetization.
to high school with her.
Oh, I hardly even. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
It's us.
Well, welcome into a nice, jolly little time. You guessed it. This is the Comics Place Presents, a perfectly acceptable podcast. Just looking at the big info here, the image of our podcast doesn't say perfectly acceptable podcast anywhere on it.
Oh,
Not what the
but
feeds say either.
That's fine. That's fine. This is
That's
Comics
fine.
Place Presents, a comic book podcast, episode 407, a perfectly acceptable number to begin with. This is our first episode, everybody. And if it's your first episode as well, I'm glad, because we're all getting on step one, square one together. You know what? I was on Reddit the other day in our comic books, and somebody had posted a question of, does anybody know any good comic book podcasts to listen to? And I was like, I'm going to go in there and see if anybody mentioned us. And I went down to the comments, and no one did.
Reddit's a big pond, and we're small fish.
It's a big
pond.
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big pool of, really important folks. But maybe
Did you
one
mention
day-
us?
No.
You got to take your future into your own hands, bud.
Shameless self-promotion? I think
Sure.
not. I'm Jeff, and I want recognition, but I'm not going to ask for it.
I'm Django, and I'd like to recognize Roman.
Oh, dang it.
oh, I'm Roman. I'd like to recognize Django and Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'll take
hey,
it.
it's you.
Oh
Hey.
my gosh.
How you
Hey,
guys doing?
listen. We got some big news. Roman just said recognize Django and Jeff, and it made me think about something.
Ooh,
Django,
what's
a cool thing happened that we were tangentially related to this week. Do you want to tell everybody?
There's a lot of things that could be referring to, buddy. Is it our flowers that we got?
Yeah, it's our flowers.
that? Flowers.
Jeff and I were named two of the most interesting people in comic books by David Harper from Sketch.com, along with our buddy Brian Garside
Yeah.
and
our buddy Morgan Perry.
Morgan Perry. Yeah, it was a great list of
Daniel Warren
Warren Johnson.
We're in the graduating class of Morgan Perry and Daniel Warren Johnson.
I'll take it. I
Wow.
will take it. That's
Wow.
that's super nice.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
We're not doing kings. Like we talked about this
Oh,
before.
right. No kings
We talked
at
about
all.
this before. No crowns.
No
even.
kings at all.
Right.
No
No
crown.
queens, no
Okay.
kings. Even
No- yep.
princes are not really in fashion this time
Yeah.
of day. This
Dang,
evening.
gonna have to bring an umbrella for that purple rain.
Mm,
Taft
that was Taft Cap joke, right?
Cap. Yes, Taft Cap.
No.
But that's not what this is about. What this is about is Django and I were in an article of the internet, and that's Roman, and we love him. Hey, everybody, check out Roman's new light. You like that? Look at that. You see Roman there? Oh, wow. Cherubic face. This is a comic book podcast. The three of us run a comic book store in Bellingham, Washington, the cradle of nerd culture. Some people think I'm just saying that, but no, this is where Eric Larson got his start. One of the founding members of the Image company. Boom. So I'm going boldly enough to say that Pacific Northwest is where comics, modern day comics, began. Like, they'd still exist without us, but they wouldn't be like they are today. And
Mesopotamian multiverse, if you will.
Wow, I loved that because it was kind of a callback to when we were talking about Gilgamesh earlier. So very, very good. We read a bunch of comics this week, and usually before we get together to talk about all the comics that came out this week, we like to check in with any number of people that may or may not have attempted to communicate with us in the time it's been since our last podcast. So I believe we also have an email, but I have a little voice message from one William Elmer or
Mm.
Bill.
Mhm.
Aloha and happy episode number 407, my friends. You
Hawaiian
hear all
now.
that background ambiance, those acoustics? That's the sound of the ocean. I'm out here on Oahu on a personal quest to eat spam musubi every single day that I'm
Ooh, sweet.
here. Can't get enough of this stuff. And I hope you guys are having an awesome time back in Bellingham. But I did want to know, when you guys go travel somewhere, what's a quest that you take that you got to go out of your way to eat or enjoy something as much as possible when you're there?
Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Wow, that guy, and I'm not going to swear because, you know, we are officially sponsored by Facebook now, which it's hard to censor ourselves, but the paycheck is so good we can't not. So but that guy effing Jeffed that one up. I can't believe that you said turn up, love you guys, awesome before he did. It's called branding, Will. Get used to it. I've had the pleasure of traveling with Django quite a bit at this point in my life, and I think I know about his traveling proclivities, and I think he kind of knows about mine as well, but a person I don't know much about is Roman when it comes to traveling.
Yeah, if I go to a certain place, I want to try like whatever their local cuisine. Like when I was in Scotland, I tried as much. Well, it wasn't a lot. There was like 3 or 4 different versions of haggis, including a vegetarian haggis, which was fine. It was better than you'd expect, but you know, it's haggis. Probably should.
They haven't hacked the vegan haggis yet.
Yeah, I didn't have any vegan. I didn't try the vegan. I was scared of that, but. You know, when I was in London, you know, I had beef in the UK because it's like their beef is better than ours. It's not, doesn't have quite as many hormones and stuff. So it's that kind of thing. Nice.
Okay.
I'd love to go to New Orleans and pig out there.
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna do Django. Django likes to find the comic book shop where he is.
You're 100% right. I was thinking of it from a food centric thing.
Django and I overlap in that, and similar to Roman, but we will like drop a Google on the regional food that like kind of when we went to Pittsburgh and their whole thing is Primanti Bros sandwiches. So we went and got Primanted up.
French fries on whatever. What do you got?
Extra
I'll have
salt,
a salad.
please.
You want fries on that? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll have fries on my salad.
Yeah, just put it on there. But yeah, so we do that, and then I like to try and find a record store.
And shaved ice lately.
Oh my God, they're my favorite things.
I've worn blisters into my feet looking for shaved ice with you, buddy.
It's true. Listen, you have to be willing to die for something, friends. And shaved ice is mine.
Yeah, you're right about the comic stores, and I would say also right about the local food. Generally, sandwich is my priority. And I try really, really hard not to eat at any chain that I can eat at home. Once I've left Bellingham, I don't want to eat at a chain that I can find in Bellingham. So that extends to Mount Vernon, with the exception of Popeyes, because sometimes you're right there and you need some Popeyes.
Occasions. Yeah.
You
know. Oh, sorry, Roman.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. That was the weird thing. I mean, like maybe the only trip Django and I have done together was to Vegas, and there's nothing like, what's a local cuisine in Vegas? I mean, do they have?
Inappropriate jokes. Inappropriate jokes.
$4 steaks.
$4 steaks. Was that a Vegas thing?
Just $4 steaks.
I would think that is kind of the Vegas delicacy.
I'll tell you what the Vegas delicacy is. It's giant margaritas in cups that are 5 feet tall, but only the diameter of a quarter.
That's
what they are. Icy alcoholic beverages.
Like Erica has an opinion on that.
I like them
Vegas
too.
local cuisine is buffets.
Oh, well, that makes
Oh,
sense.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to try and go to a place and try to pretend I'm living the life of somebody who lives there, to try and like get in their skin. So whether it be like go see a movie there, I like doing that places. I like going to see movies places. I like to, I do like to hit up a comic shop. Just getting up and walking around, anything that can try to make me feel like I don't usually like to do like the tourist attraction places because that's not like what people do that live in those places. I like to try and be like those people.
Yeah, give me if I could go look for a certain sandwich in every town, it would be a po' boy, but I think it would be disappointing more often than not.
It would, because your teeth were cut on the actual good po' boy.
That's true. And most towns don't even have an option.
That's true. Oh, you guys. Hey, listen, I've got one. Ryan Russell sent us an email and he says, "Hey, fellas, it's your dear old friend Ryan Russell. I first fell in love with Speed Racer when MTV re-aired episodes in the 90s and have been a fan ever since. Have any of you been reading the new Speed Racer series? I believe it's put out by Mad Cave."
And is Mark Russell doing it?
Mark Russell did the Racer X issue.
Racer X.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is
Right.
his
It's
brother.
David Pepose, I think, doing
the Peepos.
Yeah. I have not been reading that, but when we were at Comics Pro, I had lunch at the same table as David Pepose, and he was very excited about being able to write it. So feel like my feeling after leaving that interaction was that it was in good hands.
He was also really excited to be writing Captain Planet when I talked to him last, which was cute because I love Captain Planet. You know what makes it hard to read that Speed Racer comic? We keep selling out of it. The most recent issue, which I think is 4, is the first one that I've been able to put on the stands. So it definitely speaks to a surprise in its readability and popularity to this old guy who does the ordering of comics, because that Speed Racer book has actually sold and is actually selling more issues than some of the other Mad Cave nostalgia properties, as well as the Dynamite nostalgia properties. But like it sold more than the Phantom. But yeah, I have not read it. I do love Speed Racer, but I never like watched a ton of it. I just loved its aesthetic. And like in junior high, I was like kind of into it, but more as an idea than a thing that I was watching. But of those nostalgia books, I am reading Captain Planet and loving it. And then I really like the first issue of Phantom, and I'm excited to keep reading that.
Nice. Well, that's awesome that we got a voicemail from Will. Happy birthday today, Will.
Yes, Will. Happy birthday.
And right? Yeah, it's Will's birthday. Pretty confident about that. And also from Ryan, that's twice as many fan reactions as we usually get. So thanks, guys.
That's twice as many. Yeah. And we
Double.
did get to hear from Will on his birthday, which is pretty cool. And
200%.
That brings us around. Bring it around. Bring it around. Everybody. Yep. We're coming in for a discussion about comic books, and On the Landing is my favorite book of the week. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 44, co-written by Mark Waid and Mark Russell, one of whom will be hanging out with us 1 week from tomorrow in Bellingham at the Pacific Nerd West Comic Convention that we're all organizing. Huge shout out to Colette Panketh for handling so much email correspondence in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And I think Mark is also bringing his My Bad artist along with him. So surprise guests at our surprise convention.
Awesome. So definitely come in and scoop one of these up. Actually, I think we're pretty close to sold out, but we'll bring ours back so you can grab these to get signed by Mark Russell next week. Mark Waid has been writing Batman Superman World's Finest for quite a while. It's been pretty involved in like main continuity events and stuff for the last, 6 issues or so, maybe longer. And in this issue, we just sort of get a one-issue side quest one-shot that is a side adventure with Robin and Supergirl that are essentially feels like a date issue. And I just noticed that there's at one point a billboard that is when you're leaving Gotham, and it says, "You are leaving Gotham. Not a bad decision, all told." And it's got Batman on it. That's
It's really
cute.
funny.
Yeah. So this series takes place, in past continuity. Everyone is younger in it. So this being Robin and Supergirl having this adventure where they're breaking into a thing together and being teens just so perfectly gave me that feeling of being in high school, where like every band trip or field trip or math class or something where you would get paired up with a person of the opposite sex and you'd all of a sudden be like, "Bah, I'm gonna throw up on myself." Bah. But everything had the possibility of, being a thing that was like, maybe I'm gonna fall in love with this person. So anyway, it made me feel like that, like I was a little young guy. Did you read this? Did you read it?
I read it.
Yep, I read it.
This is
Oh,
the
thank
first
God.
issue of Batman Superman World's Finest that I've read in 40-ish issues, I think. 38 issues. I dropped off when they were going to hell
That
really
was
early
like
on.
the first arc. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like issue
Yeah,
4.
I got bored and stopped. And you guys
Bummer.
have pointed out that I should regret that every
You should.
single month since for
Yeah.
the last
It's
3 years.
in the same way that Batman and Robin Year One is one of the best comics coming out. This is also one of the best comics coming out.
So I loved all the Mark Russell goofery in here. I thought that was that
you
like
can
you can
feel it.
smell it. Yeah. I thought the slow boil of Robin and Supergirl getting into each other was pretty funny.
Whoa!
Huh? What?
Getting into each
What?
other? I mean,
No,
clean
no,
it
that's not. That's
up.
not
Yeah.
what I. That wasn't.
Clean it.
Django's an innocent. He
up.
didn't mean that.
I don't.
Okay,
That's
okay,
you,
okay.
You dirty
Okay.
pervert.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of the background jokes, which I have to assume are Mark, like that Batman one that you were talking about.
Yeah, that's
And
gotta be.
the podcast that Robin's listening to, Second Banana Show about sidekicks.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this is why Jeff said I had to read it, because there's a Mark Russell banana in it. I got to
There's a Mark
complete my
Russell-
brain collection."
A bananagram, exactly. No, there's so many just like little Mark Russell moments in here. And yeah, it's just such a cool duo to me to have Mark Waid and Mark Russell because their names are Mark.
Mark
Mark Waid has like the firmest grasp on what makes DC superheroes feel like DC superheroes. And then Mark Russell is like, when you can use him like a flavor or like a thing to add seasoning to things, that's awesome. I love the books that he writes all of, but when you get to just have him injecting humor on top of the best DC continuity writer, that's just an absurd, wonderful thing. Roman, what did you think?
Oh, I loved it. One of the Mark Russell moments, I'm sure, is when Supergirl and Robin are tied up, and their guard Dave just starts psychoanalyzing them, and it's got to be Mark Waid's or Mark Russell's writing, because it's so. I mean, it's correct and it's poignant and it's kind of sweet.
And it's all based on the podcast the guy was listening to.
Yeah.
And and the other Mark Russell thing in that same scene, and I have to guess that this is Mark Russell, but you guys have been reading this Mark Waid series, so maybe you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. All the people working in this evil factory are having a pizza party welcoming Mr. Luther back.
That seems like Mark Russell.
Yeah, Mark
probably.
Russell.
Yeah. I love the fact when Supergirl first shows up, and she hasn't even let Robin know she's there yet, but she's hovering in the sky watching him after Batman told Robin, "Okay, wear civilian clothes, you're undercover." So the first time we see him, he's wearing civilian clothes, but they're in the exact same Robin colors,
Yeah,
which are so obvious and bright.
And
Supergirl's just, what an idiot. God.
Batman's like passing on a message to Robin, and remember, you're just there to reconnoiter. Go incognito. Wear civilian clothes. End of message. Like that's That's some Batman stuff right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll start using that in phone calls.
Listen, no spoilers. And by no spoilers, I mean we're gonna spoil the books. So spoiler warning. But they kiss in here. And it's gotta be the first time they kiss, right?
I think, yeah, I think so.
Must
Yeah,
be,
because it's their second unofficial date.
So like I love it, and I love any kind of fun romance romp agenda where like the boy is a shy boy and the girl is a confident badass girl.
Yeah.
I got one nitpick.
Is it that at the end
Pick
there's
that
the
nit.
hilarious bit about them trying to hook up in the Batmobile and they accidentally hit a button and Batman breaks through the window?
No, that's pretty funny too.
Yeah, you can't nitpick that.
Except they're too clothed. They weren't doing anything.
They were about to be.
Roman,
What was your
did you, ever,
nitpick?
did you ever go on a bus trip in high school?
I did.
Did you ever take your pants off?
Band
like
trip.
Well, sure.
All right.
I take my pants off every time I'm on a bus.
Whoa.
So the nit
He's
that
not
I wanted
allowed
to
on
pick-
buses anymore.
The nit I wanted to pick is that they never tell us who this is. Who is Robin?
He's
Which
been Dick
Robin is
Grayson
this?
in this series for the
Oh,
whole
it's-
time.
That's
Yeah, it's
nice.
Dick.
This is my first one. It took me
Yeah.
more than half the issue to know which Robin this was, and I only could figure it out because he said he's a performer. That's the
Oh.
only clue
Wow.
that I had for
They
which
never
Robin
use
this is.
Nobody ever calls him by his actual name in here?
Nope.
Huh.
The Batman starts by saying I sent
Wow.
Robin undercover, and nobody
Okay.
says his name once, and I felt like that is bad.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they reference it was earlier in this series that him and Batgirl had an actual date that went horribly. So yeah, they're just assuming
Yeah.
you've been reading this for the last 44 issues.
Yeah.
Just one word, Dick.
Yeah, it's a short word.
No, I just got us demonetized, you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Django, you're right. Also, in a
Go on.
world where a lot of people don't realize that there are or have been more than one Robin, I wonder if it's smart in some regard to not specify, so that way it's like a catch-all for all people to not be confused. It's more new reader friendly.
I
But
would say
not-
they could still call him Robin in all but
Yeah.
one panel.
Ow. I could throw Dick in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. At one
Yeah.
point, I've been reading this series, and it's always been Silver Age throwback continuity. But I at one point asked myself if this was Tim or Dick. So I'm with you. It's that outfit, the vest and his t-shirt, civilian clothes. That looks Tim-esque.
Mm-hmm. And also, Jason has dark hair.
But also,
Jason has dark hair.
but also the premise of this book is it's like early in Superman and Batman. So it's like the first few years that they were hanging out, being buds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it has to be Dick.
Yeah, but Django's point is right. Like, no,
But yeah,
I mean,
still,
other
if you
people
don't
know
know
that
about
about
the
comic.
Silver Age is that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if it was your very first comic, that'd be nice because you didn't know that there's multiple Robins, so it wasn't even planted in your head.
Yeah, because I haven't watched movies.
Have
then
you
you
never
wanna-
seen a movie?
Never. First
I watched-
comic.
Wow.
Never
I
seen a
watched-
movie.
Gangs of New York yesterday. I gave
You're-
Batman Superman World's Finest number 44, Robin Supergirl Road Trip, a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Cool.
Wow, that's a heck
Yeah.
of a score, Brownie.
Yep.
I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Somehow I lost all of my notes that let us display these, so I'm just going to type our scores as we go. Roman, what
Yeah, please do.
what kind
You
of
know,
score would you give it?
I'll give it a 10 also. It was probably the most fun book this week.
Appreciate you saving
Yeah.
me some typing.
Plus, it's also probably my favorite Supergirl costume with the giant S shield that becomes shoulder pads. Love that.
Mhm.
It is a great costume.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
I almost bumped it up a half because I remembered the second banana.
There was a second banana?
Yeah, it's the podcast he's listening to.
Oh, right.
All right.
I thought
all
you
right.
mean like there was 2 banana mentions.
Nope. It's
The
second banana gets it a 9.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah,
That's a
it does.
pretty good score for comics, you guys.
It's a pretty good score for a comic, especially if you haven't been reading it and it's 44 issues in and you're just dropping in.
And you're confused about who's who in the DC
Well,
universe.
that's just what I assume is your resting position most of the time, right?
It's you're not wrong.
I don't know what this is. Hey, Django, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's your question?
I think I know the answer for Roman, but has anybody been keeping up with Captain America?
Yes.
No.
Of course.
Django has not.
No.
Roman,
He's one of Marvel's greatest heroes.
I read this issue.
Yay.
We had, so here's a little behind the kimono for everybody. Marvel does a thing where sometimes they make you commit to some order quantity numbers for issue number 2 before you've received issue number 1. So you don't know how many you're going to sell of it, and then you have to order the next one, and that's really hard to do. And Captain America, we sold out of issue number 2 because it was more successful than the guy who orders comics at the comics place thought.
That's why I dropped off, actually.
So I fell behind at issue number 2 because we made sure customers got it instead of staff. And that just threw off my rhythm, and I never got back to it until this week with issue number 4. So Django, why don't you go, just go.
Get the hell out of here.
And Roman, tell me about Captain America number 4. No, Django, don't go anywhere. Stay. Oh, he did.
Oh, he left. He actually did leave.
Yeah,
we didn't mean it, Django. Come back.
So sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez.
Okay. Well, Roman, tell us about Captain America number 4.
One of those types. Well, this is part 4 of Our Secret Wars, a storyline where Steve Rogers has come out of the ice pretty recently, I think. And it's been
Django.
He's coming back.
Django, you sensitive little boy. Listen, I got it, and it was well played. And after we recognized it, and then Roman started talking, every second I was like, I wish he was back. I want him to come back now. Come back now, Django. Come back now.
And he did.
And he did.
Wow.
He did.
So Jeff, you only read the first 2 issues?
And number 4 now.
And number 4. Okay. So you're fairly well caught up. Steve Rogers, he's been sent on this mission with we didn't know this before this issue, before this run. The new Howling Commandos, which are just pretty regular non-superpowered guys, and a current Captain America, which is a guy named Dave Colton. So now we have an unbeknownst former Captain America to go into Latveria and I think rescue some revolutionaries or something. And they got split up last issue, and Steve Rogers, the original Cap, has to face Doom, while the then current Captain America has to try and go in and rescue these revolutionaries. But there's a bunch of there's a secret mission behind the mission they've been told that they're up to, and Dave finds out that it's not totally on the up and up and heroic like he'd been led to believe.
It definitely has, emissaries and diplomats and resistant leaders and despots and hostages and embassies. And so it's very much a here's a bunch of words. Here's a bunch of political words.
Yeah, the U.S. government being like, no, you're actually supposed to kill these guys. Forget about rescuing them.
So just the sort of previously in was gave me a good idea. I was like, okay, this is a pretty political kind of national story going on here. So yeah, this has the other Captain America guy who's sort of the Iraq, Afghanistan Captain America, because with this book, they kind of are moving the sliding timescale of Captain America, and they're having him woken up back in, our day, kind of closer to the time of 2000, the Iraq War. So it's kind of early and Cap waking up and stuff. And we got Dr. Doom as being a bad boy over in Latveria, and he's got hostages and stuff. So the captains are headed over there. It's interesting, on a week where One World Under Doom came out, we also had this Doom book where they unmask Doom, and the revelation of his human face kind of shakes people's confidence in his leadership and stuff. That happens in this, and also in the previous issue of One World Under Doom. Yeah, this is good. It's pretty like, a little bit like a documentary or something. Again, you're kind of Brubaker-esque Captain America in that, like, some political awarenesses, or it's kind of about how governments are interacting with different countries and people taking power, and which all does totally make sense for a Captain America comic book. Some of them are not quite as in the weeds about all that stuff, but it is present in this one, which I think is pretty cool. I do like the time frame that it's taking place in. It does raise some questions that are like, okay, why are we not hearing about this guy anywhere else in any other series if he existed in the 2000, like just your classic retcon issues. But I did like it, Roman.
Yeah, I liked it too, and yeah, it's pretty bold of Zdarsky to create a whole new, because there's already been like 4 Captain Americas, to create or 5 to add in another Captain America into that line. That must have been only around for a little while, because I suspect in this series he'll probably get killed at some point.
But it is a pretty, like treaded on Captain America story, kind of, like U.S. Agent, what they just did based on U.S. Agent in the Marvel like Winter Soldier Falcon show. This enjoying it. I think the art is great by Valeria Skidi, and again, Chip Zdarsky's writing it. Like I do enjoy it, but that aspect of it, which is sort of seems to be the main plot point of this first arc, is an interesting one to do because it's not really bringing a new kind of thing to the table there.
No, though I do like it that it's the two of them. I like that setup, the situation where Steve Rogers' Cap has to face Doom, and turns out he's got the definitely the morally unambiguous task, and that the Iraq War Captain America is faced with this big political moral quandary that breaks him and turns him bad. Maybe we'll see next issue.
You're right. That's an interesting point. They're both assigned to go on these missions, and our Cap has to go do a not morally ambiguous thing at all, and he's the Cap of like World War II and stuff, and then the Cap of the Iraq War has to go essentially like kill some good people because they know information. So like their characterization kind of embodies the wars from which they came from, the tasks that they had to do. That's an interesting point, Roman. Well done.
Yeah, and we'll see in next issue. I mean, the two of them are going to have to confront each other and their situations.
This is a time period that I don't love media about.
Oh,
I don't know exactly what it is.
Turn of the century?
Yeah, turn of the century. Just like Iraq War, Afghanistan, like it's and maybe it's just because like modern war isn't nearly as romantic as World War I or World War II in my head. And the setting and the war itself never really grabbed me. I have a hard time picturing myself in that situation. I have an easier time picturing myself in those other situations for
the first newspaper articles that Django saw regarding, invading Afghanistan. He saw a bunch of, troops out in the sand, and he was like, ooh, I don't think I'm going to follow this one. Yeah.
Not a big fan of sun and heat.
Not a big fan of desert stories. Like I never finished Aladdin. I'll get the next war.
That might be part of it, because so much of it is set in desert situations. Like even the thrilling things that happen in deserts in John Wick and Mission Impossible don't grab me. Indy's not usually like in the desert though.
There's that scene in #1 where they're fighting in a deserty area. It's like an airplane, and it's around the time of the dates, right? There's a big muscular guy.
Oh yeah, they're in Cairo or Morocco or somewhere.
Yeah,
Cairo,
that's it.
Outside of Cairo. Yeah. I don't want to waste more time explaining it, but that's probably, that setting is probably part of the reason I didn't try to pick it up after I missed the second issue. But you guys are saying really good things about this.
Captain America #4 gets an 8 o'clock from Jeff Figley.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. An 8.
Oh yeah.
8.0 out of 10. Good
Ocho.
scores, boys. Good scores.
Sorry, everybody.
I like the way you took that sweater off, Jeff.
Thanks, bud. Hey, Django, you dropped so many balls this week in terms of books I would have expected you to read. Can you take us somewhere with a book that you read?
Oh, we already talked about the book that I read.
Oh, just the one.
The one. Yeah, I read One World Under Doom. Number 8. And I'll bet you did too, Jeff. Did you read that? Did you read that? Did you read that, Roman?
Oh, I love this series.
It's so good. It's part 8 of a huge crossover that Ryan North is writing.
Right.
I would have expected this to be 6 issues, but it's going to be
9
9 issues, it looks like.
Yeah.
9 issues. Wow.
Yeah. And
Only
a lot
one
of this
more.
is it's narrated by Doom, right? And so he's like giving his thoughts on his battle tactics and stuff while he's fighting a war on multiple fronts, like in the magic realms and on Earth, and having a conversation with Valeria at the same time. That thing that the Thing does with the Thing, where everybody pours their power into Stormbreaker, and like that shot of Thing running at him with Stormbreaker is pretty rad. Do you have to be qualified to pick up Stormbreaker?
Good question, Roman.
I meant to look that up because I can't remember. But Ben says he's worthy. I don't remember if his hammer has that enchantment on it or not.
Okay.
But if anybody could, I mean, sure, Ben Grimm, he ought to be worthy.
Yeah, it just kind of spun me off into like a little thought experiment.
No, you do not have to be worthy to pick up Stormbreaker. Unlike Mjolnir, it does not have a worthiness enchantment, so anyone with sufficient strength can lift it.
Okay. So Thing's just talking.
So I still couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, you gotta be strong.
You contain multitudes, and you also don't contain multitudes.
Yeah, that's true too.
Whatever the opposite of containing multitudes. You don't contain the multitudes of strength or worthiness.
That's true.
I'm just an empty shell.
Just a man.
Just a little husk.
It made me think of like, what if there was a Thor-like weapon that you could only pick up if it was needed? I'm sure that's in The Hobbit or something like that.
Yeah, that's fun. It does remind me of something I can't quite think of, but yeah. Well, yeah. Like the Transformers matrix of leadership is only activated in your hour of greatest need. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Light your darkest hour.
Like
but yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Did you guys read to the last panel of this?
Well, let me check the last panel out.
I
did.
Like, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert, everybody. But I do think that's the severed head of a character.
I think so she got decapitated. That's burly.
Yeah. I stared at that a lot.
Decapitated and delegistrated.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
But of course, in the last issue, Doom will regret and reverse things to bring her back and therefore be defeated.
Yeah, or admit his fallibility in doing that. I love this because so much of this issue, and therefore what the kind of big crux of this series will be, is Doom's relationship with Valeria, which is one of my favorite aspects of the Fantastic Four kind of mythos. It's featured prominently in Hickman's run, but there's just this wonderful relationship between Doom and Valeria, and I love that the only living human being that Doom speaks to without contempt is Valeria, and like that he can laugh with, and that's just such an interesting character trait for such an evil character. Love it. Love that he's her godfather.
Yeah, it feels like a strange weakness to me.
Totally.
Also, I'm not the Doom head that you are.
I do like Doom.
You do.
I I like that she calls him Uncle Doom instead of like Uncle Victor or something. That they still got to get that Doom in there.
Yeah.
Do we know what the situation is with his scars in the current stories? Like, because sometimes he's horribly disfigured and sometimes he's got like a little scar on his cheek, right?
I haven't kept up with it. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I feel like it depends on the. You think it would be an editorial mandate, but I think it kind of depends on the writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard do you think this is for Ryan North to write? Like, he's writing this ahead of time, but there are some real parallels to real world politics in here.
Mm-hmm.
And like timely with this shifting shit that we have.
I definitely think it is a byproduct of what is going on in the world for sure. And I don't think that that's a coincidence. And I do think, these writing and art deadlines can be closer to the real moment that we're living in than art from most mediums, because the window doesn't have to be so huge. You just have to have the art finished, which takes like a month or so. So yeah, these scripts could have been done like 2 months ago, maybe.
It just feels like we're getting an issue where turns out he actually is bad at the same time that we get confirmation that certain politicians actually are bad. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He might just be getting super lucky.
I just think in 5 or 6 years, it's going to be awesome. I think this book will be a book that we continue to recommend people and will be talked about in an interesting way for being kind of the most on the nose response to the current political state that comic, or at least the big two, have done.
Yeah.
And it's, it's very much the byproduct of it and has a unique spin on seeing through power or questioning authority, or answering these questions of like, is this authoritarian good or bad? I don't know, mate. What if everyone's happy?
What
is
if
it
is
good? Like, yeah, all of that is a really interesting swirl of this time. And yeah, I'm glad this book will exist and will always make us think of that time. And remember that there were people speaking against it.
Yeah. Well, and I think like the previous comic we talked about, Captain America, which also features Doom as the dictator and making that speech about, I'm doing this for you, my people, to protect you. So I'm going to publicly execute this guy. I mean, that's also current and timely, but it's also always current because we've always got dictators. Boy,
say it again.
Dictator.
You
old dictator. I gave One World Under Doom a 9.5.
9.5 on the Jeffrey scale.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 9.0. Thought it was real good.
I'm with Jeffrey on this one again. 9.5.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Boy, Ryan North.
He's such a superstar, dude.
He writes teamwork between characters so well. I mean,
yeah,
Storm and Human Torch do some really awesome stuff, combining their powers here, and so do the other characters. Stuff I'm like, why don't they do this all the time?
Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Okay. There was an industry dig in this issue, I think.
Was there?
I think it was this issue.
Was it Brian?
I think it was this. No,
They're not throwing shade at Garside, are they?
No.
Good.
This was somebody said the X-Men are using power combinations we haven't seen since the Krakoan era. Yeah. And I feel like that is kind of throwing shade on the current X-Men books.
Well, it was a big thing that Hickman had said where he wanted to be having people combine their powers. And that's how even their immortality was, locked in, was that.
Well, if Hickman leaves and then we get nothing more than a fastball special, unless Ryan North is writing it, I don't know. It just felt like a little poke to me, and I liked it.
He does like pokes.
Yeah, you like those little pokes.
He does like a little pokes. Yeah, he does. What a great book. Okay. Well, Django, there's so many things to talk about that you didn't read.
Yes, just talk about.
Hey, Roman, did you read TMNT Shredder #2?
It's funny you make fun of Django for not reading books. No, I haven't read that one.
Listen,
I
you
read
guys.
I read the first issue. I wasn't really into it.
I love the first
It's
issue, and I
Dan
like
Waters.
this second issue
What?
even more. But that's what I think I'm tapping into. Is I think I might really like Dan Waters. He might have a flavor that I'm starting to sniff and pick up. And I haven't loved everything that he's done, but lately, if he's done it, I've enjoyed it. But this is just a really good bad boy as a protagonist book. So it's just nice to read a story about an evil, intelligent old man that's got a sort of Count of Monte Cristo-esque quest for revenge, and he's just so capable and doesn't give an F about people. And he came back from
you're
like
making me
hell.
blush.
Yeah. So I like this. It's my favorite little nook of the Turtle universe currently, and
Wow.
yeah, it's good. I like it.
Now I feel
It's-
dumb. I brought
it's
it
good.
home, but I've had so many books to read. I didn't get to it. So
I like the art, and yeah, I like. It's just a great characterization of Shredder as a whole, and I think that it's easy for me to. People will write these characters and think that there's been enough characterization in them because they're these long-standing, continuities and stuff that they don't need to bring a unique, personality or voice to the character. And Dan Waters has this amazing ability to make this character interesting and not just writing on the shoulders of the stories that have come before it. So he's making the character interesting, and it's already an interesting character. So I gave TMNT Shredder number 2 a 9.0.
9.0. Dang, good comics this week, you guys.
Good comics this week. And since I talked about that one so much, Roman, I got caught up on Absolute Flash.
Oh, yes.
I really liked this issue.
All right.
The art was not good.
Not good.
Yeah, it was a fill-in artist on this.
Oh, see, that's funny. Well, I'm going to say I like it better than the regular artist, but I thought it was just fine.
Yeah, it's just fine. But in this one, Django, we're following Barry Allen pretty much the whole issue, and it's kind of how he got to the situation of the first issue, because the first issue of this series, we do kind of get dropped into the middle of this moment where like
He's
Barry
the
gets
military researcher or whatever.
Yeah, and like maybe he dies, and then Wally gets this suit, and all of a sudden we're running for like 4 or 5 issues.
Yeah.
So this did a whole bunch of groundwork or a kind of exposition to explain Barry Allen, kind of make me believe or assume that we're going to get Barry back. The relationship between Wally gets a little bit more ironed out, but also the science of all that's going on here. For all those reasons, Roman, I really liked this issue more than I've liked an issue of this series in a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Barry Allen's my favorite Flash of any universe, pretty much, and I really enjoyed this issue more than the previous couple of issues because, yeah, it's all him. It's even though it's a different reality, it's still classic Barry Allen, and we get to see him meet Wally, and that was all cool. And there's some weird stuff with the Speed Force or whatever they're calling this thing they've created.
Yeah, this red light stuff.
Yeah. This issue, though, an unintended consequence, it kind of drove home to me that I don't really care about the actual Flash in this series. I was just like, Barry Allen, I want him to be Flash.
Yeah, I think we will get more Barry Allen. When they go to like this Flash reality in this or whatever, there's that big gorgeous double page spread of like a kind of mantis like ship. It's got like grasshopper legs. What do you think that's supposed? It reminds me of the Legion of Doom thing from the Justice League show, or just
that's what I thought. It's the Legion of Doom ship with mantis legs, maybe.
Yeah, and it's got that weird kind of dome. So that was exciting. We also got that hint of the Legion of Doom swamp base or whatever in that Absolute Evil book.
Oh yeah, the classic. You got to have it in the swamp.
Yeah, you gotta. But yeah, I really like this. Django, side note, this one's really good. It has been my least favorite of the Absolute books, and this issue made it a lot more interesting to me.
All right, I'll go back an issue and read this and that.
I would read just this one. I think you can just read this if you want. It's not do your thing.
Travis Moore wrote or drew number 7 and this. Are they
Okay.
not? Is it not like part 1, part 2 situation?
I didn't
Let me
feel like
let
it
me
was.
look at
Okay,
the
maybe they're
title
just
page and see.
maybe they're just playing with creators.
Yeah, it's just the life and death of Barry Allen in this, so it
Okay.
seems like it just dips in.
All right, I'll give it a shot. I dropped off on Absolute Green Lantern a couple issues ago, and then
Oh,
I
you don't like the Absolute Green Lantern book?
couldn't get into it.
You don't like the art in that?
No,
Oh,
no, couldn't get into the art, couldn't get into the story.
oh, okay.
I wanted to.
I have to read a couple of those issues. I'm behind in that one, but the next issue that comes out, I'll get caught up.
Yeah. What kind of score do you give this?
I gave this one an 8.5, Django. Absolute Flash number 8, 8.5, Django.
8.5 out of 10. That's a pretty solid score.
Mhm.
Hey, what about you, Roman?
I think I'll give it an 8, which is my highest score for an issue of Absolute Flash.
Ooh.
Because yeah, so far this Absolute Flash has been my least favorite Absolute title.
Huh.
Hey, Django.
Yeah.
We weren't on the cast last week, but a really cool book came out. Do you want to tell people about it? You don't have to, but you could.
Yeah. It was a book that I like to call, and I think Jeff, you'll if I say that that's the title of this book, I'm sure you'll agree. Kid Maroon.
That's the
I don't know if
one.
that's the one you were talking about or not, but here we are with Kid Maroon, trade paperback OGN.
That book was a knockout.
Yeah, I read it. Did you read it, Jeff?
No, I was making a DCKO reference.
Good one. Oh, we should have talked about DCKO.
That's what I was setting you up for.
We can still do it.
Yeah.
This was awesome. The Kid Maroon. This was originally slated to be a vault book from that was going to come out in 4 issues. Christopher Cantwell, Santos drew it, and it's just like apparently it's based on a real older cartoon strip by a guy who did this Kid Maroon comic obsessively for a couple of years, unless that's part of the lore that he's created here. But it's just like a hard-boiled 12-year-old detective swearing and beating people up with his slingshot and finding orphans, and it's got tons of F-bombs, it's got great violence, it's got good little mysteries layered inside of the bigger mysteries. For anybody who a little peek behind the curtain here, for anybody who shops at our store and got those free comics from your friend and mine, William Elmer.
Oh, I love that guy.
Will was going to gift this to everybody, and then this got changed from being issues to trade paperbacks thanks to some distributor stuff. But so we've been looking forward to this for almost a year, I think. And I really liked it. I think, Jeff, maybe not up your alley. But you should certainly flip through it. The art is amazing. It's just maybe a little more hard-boiled than you really get down with for 4 issues in this thing. It feels like Dick Tracy, but as a kid.
Okay.
Cool.
Roman, you would love this book. This has
I
Roman written all over it.
Cool. Yeah, I meant to grab one last week. I forgot to do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Kid Maroon OGN a 9.5, and Christopher Cantwell, man, I really like that guy's stuff.
Yeah.
Django, tell the kids about DCKO, though. Brian says we better talk about it. And listen, if there's one person in this world I don't want to disappoint, it's my mother. And then if there's one other person, it's Brian Garside.
Garside, where's he from?
Canada.
Oh,
he's the best.
I was hoping for the Far Side joke.
Oh, I don't get it.
Brian Garside from the Far Side, baby.
I never really read Far Side. I don't have any jokes saved up from there.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Wow,
that's pretty good,
Django
Jeff.
went through there amongst that conversation and found this image and loaded it in so we'd be able to talk about it all behind the scenes and not missing a thread about conversations. That's pretty good.
Listen, I can rhyme while I'm working. Don't worry. Don't you worry about that. All right, DCKO number 1, Scott Snyder, Javi Fernandez. I'll be real honest. I came into this thinking That looks dumb.
Yep.
Everything about this screams stupid.
Dumb.
And you know what? I really, really liked it. I've got a couple nits to pick, but I would say almost everything about this I think is the most excited I've been about a crossover in a really long time. So the conceit is that Darkseid is going to win. It's a foregone conclusion that Darkseid is gonna beat everybody up and kill everybody. But if the heroes can throw down and fight each other to the death, if they earnestly try to kill each other in an arena one-on-one over and over and over, the winner gets to fight Darkseid, and the winner of that can potentially reset the universe. And that is some big dumb comic book nonsense, and I think it's awesome.
Dude, Django, not only that, but you just did a fantastic job of recapping a long, big, high concept issue. That was well done.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Of course, it is. Yeah, I grew up, watching the first big wave of anime in the US. So Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho and all that stuff. And tournament sagas are a big thing in like anime and manga.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed them when I was young, but hearing that that's what this was, I wasn't particularly excited about it. And it also sounded like Scott Snyder has been doing some amazing stuff at DC, and it seemed like he kind of made a big splash originally, and I loved his stuff, and then he kind of was doing that All-Star Batman and or just All-Star Batman, and then like Dark Knights of Metal. And all of that was like a little too like, isn't it cool how much fun I'm having? I don't mean to assign motive to Scott Snyder, who I adore. He's wonderful. But
and was clearly having fun.
And he was having fun, but it missed the mark for me. So I've been pumped that his stuff has had an air of that absurdity and fun, like you're dumping all the action figures out and playing with them, but also still really motivated by this very cool story that he's telling. So this made me worried that it was going back into the metal arena because, tournament arc, Superman fighting other superheroes, but it was so good. And what happens to Batman in this issue was amazing. And the tie-in for Batman sounds so cool. And it's just doing these fun things like they're playing this board game at portions of the issue. And we're getting Diana and Clark and Bruce playing this board game. And we apparently are going to be flashing back to that throughout the whole series. But it's got just those great moments of the idea of those three people being friends and interacting with each other. And I love it. Roman, do you remember DCKO? It was a week ago.
I know, it was a whole week ago. I'm just now realizing from Django's image he threw up there that the KO is a KO. It's a punch impact. I didn't realize that last week. It was, same thing going into it. Hearing about this, I thought, oh, this sounds absolutely stupid. And it is, but in like the best way.
Yep.
I didn't think I'd like it, and I have my little nit to pick with it. And I blame Grant Morrison because I think years ago I read or heard an interview with Grant Morrison where he mentioned Zatanna and how she can do anything. She's the most powerful character in the DC universe. And ever since, whenever she shows up in a story, like here we see her in a couple panels, and it always, I hear his voice because I'm like, well, she could just end this whole problem right now as long as she says backwards, Darkseid ends.
Take a hike.
Or isn't. Darkseid isn't backwards, and problem solved. So I wish our writers would figure out a way to nullify her right away or just not have her in the story at all. Because every time I see her, I'm like, well, she could just stop whatever's happening.
There's rules she's playing by. That wouldn't be within the
doesn't matter.
Rules,
she can reverse the rules. She can say, okay, rules don't apply.
No, there's rules to this tournament.
I think it's too late. I think Darkseid will win. Roman, they couldn't show us that panel because they were busy showing us that Ambush Bug is in the DC universe. Well, was.
I got a bit. Ambush Bug is here. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Give him the heart of Apocalypse and he'll save the universe.
I thought of you in my bathroom when I read that Ambush Bug panel.
I love it when you think of me.
Brushing my teeth.
Oh, so I gave DCKO number 1 a 10.
I think I would give it a 9.
Okay.
I can't argue with the 10, Jeff. I think it was fabulous. And the scheme that they have coming out, like, I don't know if you saw it. You worked at the shop today.
I did. I've been there.
Sean brought up a poster yesterday, and I hung up
Mhm.
the brackets
tournament
for all the
bracket, yeah.
superheroes, and we've already had to cross off one of them and replace him with his mortal enemy.
Oh no.
Our shop is running low on these right now. We might be sold out, but I think we have a whole bunch more coming in. So
Yeah, and I've got my copy to bring back.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want it, you should come get it. It's really good.
It's really,
No,
really good.
Roman is, Brian. Roman is.
Oh.
Next
Hey.
issue, if they have more Ambush Bug and Plastic Man, it'll be a 10.
Plaz. I like when he calls
Yep.
him Plaz. Hey, Django, check it out. In Battle Beast, they go full on invincible.
Oh,
They got
Ooh, we got Conquest in
Viltrumite.
there.
yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing Conquest in. They're going on a 5-month hiatus so they can get ahead of it. So this is the end of this first volume.
Oh wow.
But it's
Wow.
so dang good. Roman, are you reading this?
This is one I fell off a couple issues ago.
It's one of my
Roman, it's so good.
favorite books. Like, I get excited when it's in my stack. Like, I don't think, oh yeah, this is one of my 10 favorite books coming out, but it's when I see it, it is for sure. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
How do you feel about the Kirkman of it all?
I love it.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't want to sidetrack.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to talk about Transformers number 25 last week.
It's fantastic.
Okay. Did you feel like it was a good jumping on point or a good continuation?
I thought it was a great continuation and probably a pretty good jumping on point, but I don't think I would. I mean, I would recommend it as a jumping on point to people to be like, hey, you should see if you like this at all, and then if you do, start at issue number 1.
Go back and move forward.
Because those first 24 issues are so good that I wouldn't recommend anybody skip them. But yeah, I don't think that this is, has this huge required reading and you would miss what's going on without doing that.
This Battle Beast just feels like just bonkers fun to me every single issue.
It's so good. So good. 9.0.
How good is it?
9.0. Yep. That's all I've got, everybody. I've been talking a lot. Django, by all means, if you read anything else, Roman, please, what else did you read, you old barnacle? You salty barnacle?
Yeah, the old barnacle, yes.
And
old
while they
barnacle
think
britches,
about that,
they call me.
And while they think about that, I want to throw a big thank you out to Andrew Carlson for editing this fair maiden voyage of our podcast, episode number 1. This is our first episode for Reddit.
Thanks, Reddit.
Thanks, Reddit.
Roman, did you read The Punisher Red Band number 2?
Yes, I did.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought, it's not super special, but it's a really fun, violent Punisher. Like, the way that guy gets his fingers shot off was really entertaining to me.
Is this the one that follows up him naked in the shower?
Yeah, at the old lady's house.
Okay, because we got Marvel Knights Punisher also coming out, and I thought that I wasn't reading this one, but I actually really loved the first issue of this one, and I don't have a number 2.
The Marvel Knights Punisher was last week, and that was really good too. Dan Panosian drawing it.
I do like him.
Yeah. Good art on that one, though. I think that I like the writing in this one better. Just because it's such a great setup that somehow the Punisher or the Kingpin has taken over the Punisher and is controlling him. And we actually got to see, not for the first time ever in comics that I can think of, we got to see the Punisher the Kingpin wearing nothing but his little undies.
It's so messed up.
It's so disturbing.
Flash me. I want to see. What do you mean? Why?
It's just he's so bulky.
Okay. Well, Django, I'm going to need you to put this issue in my file when you bring it back.
I will. I've got an open one just for you.
Because I think we sold out.
Oh, that's a nice cover. I didn't see that cover.
That looks like Zach.
That's the B cover.
Yeah, is that Mike Zach? Who is that?
I don't think that is Mike Zach.
It seems like a reference to Zach. Oh,
Huh. Wow.
We did just buy a collection that had the early Punisher miniseries with all those Zek covers. Usually we get
Oh.
1 through 4, but this time we got 1 through 5. And what I noticed is that the band across the top of those old comics says
changes
1 of
from
4,
4 to
2 of
5.
4, 3 of 4, 4 of 4, 5 of 5.
Nice.
So like even when they
Yeah.
decided on the cover for the last issue, they hadn't changed it to say there was another issue.
Yeah, I feel like there's some others in that era that reassessed how many it was going to be, and the top banners are inconsistent.
Yeah.
Dang,
I
I forget what I was going to say.
You were gonna say what kind of score do you guys give it? And Django was gonna say that he gives it an 8.0. No, Django's gonna give it a 7.5.
I'm excited to see Punisher fight Fisk in his underpants.
Yeah, the
I'll
fist
give it-
stuff is awesome.
Yeah. And I won't spoil it, but there's a return of a classic Punisher cast character in this issue,
I
which
like
is
that
awesome.
a lot. Yeah.
Oh man, and there's some and Tombstone's involved. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Nice.
All
Good
right.
Marvel crime stuff, violent crime stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good comic. I didn't read a whole lot else. I'm still just as confused and mystified by Good as Dead as I was with the first one. It's compelling, but hard to totally track.
Canadians rate Punisher comics as 0. Is it because it feels American?
Probably.
Yeah, it's like very military. Yeah, I'm with you, Brian. Too many guns, not enough maple syrups. Hey, if you are listening to this and you're thinking, man, it seems like they're referencing video content a lot, this is a good point for us to remind you, podcast friends, we didn't abandon you, but we are also doing this live with video. So at the time of recording, usually Friday or Sunday in the evening, Friday or Saturday in the evenings, you can find this live streamed on Facebook, or after that, we post it on our YouTube page for the Comics Place. So give those a look if you want to hang out with us visually. You can see some cute things, some questions pop up, and Roman oftentimes is shirtless. But what I want to know now is, Django, do you have any fun stories from New York Comic Con for us?
Well, Django, Jeff, you sound just like Andrew Carlson there.
Yeah.
Annie.
I think the best time I had in New York Comic Con with Logan was when we had dinner with Andrew Carlson.
Dude, when you sent me that
Hands
picture,
down.
I was stunned that you were both there together.
He happened to be there for work, and we happened to be there for work, and met up. And I don't think we even talked about the podcast once, which was
Wow.
refreshing breath of fresh air for the group.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew, it's always fun to be in New York at all. I had a super good time hanging out with Logan and showing them just kind of what our part of the comic convention experience is. And Logan got to meet Tom King, who wrote the first comic they ever bought. And just kind of rolling around in the comic book universe with one of our employees who hasn't ever done that with us is super fun. So also, tons of meetings, tons of high fives, tons of friends. Last year when we didn't go to Chicago, I thought for the entire weekend, man, I miss my friends, even though I was home with all my friends at home. But like all these comic people have kind of become people I look forward to seeing a few times a year. And so it was super gratifying to get to go to New York. As irresponsible as it was, since we're running our own convention next week.
Yeah, we got stuff to do. Speaking of which, we should probably get to some of that stuff. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. Like I said, catch us on video or do it the old classic way, audio. We're on your podcast still. This was the first episode for Reddit, episode number 1 for Reddit. We are, we probably are going to have a skip week next week, because next week we're going to be doing a big thing, hosting a convention downtown in Bellingham. It's going to be a huge deal. We've got a bunch of very, very cool comic guests coming and booths set up, and we're excited about it, but it is going to be a lot of energy and time. So I don't know that we'll have time to record a podcast. But we are looking forward to that, and I hope that everybody comes down for it. I know that Brian Garside is going to be breaking his ban on the states to come over to Bellingham for the convention to support us.
Wow.
And we appreciate that very much, Brian. Thanks for making the trek. It's going to be a blast. So we'll see you all there for that. You can send us an email or voice content by emailing Jeff at The Comics Place. And I love it. .com. Jeff at thecomicsplace.com. Other than that, come hang out with us in our shop. We've got comics. Django, you just made it. You went through those all perfectly. Way to go.
Somehow I deleted everything. So we've been doing this one on the fly, folks. I hope our new Reddit viewers, of which there are many, will forgive some of the late images and texts that showed up on the screen. Our sincere apologies. It's
now
perfectly
for
acceptable.
Reddit.
That's it. Now for Reddit.
Episode number 1 for Reddit.
r/Papcast. No, r/Comics Place Presents.
Ooh, r/Papcast is good.
I don't think that's gonna get the points the posts we want, bud.
And Roman, what's your name?
Sounds better. My name is Roman.
Oh,
Barnacle Bridges.
Barnacle Bridges.
Bridges, not Bridges.
All right, everybody.
Not Nash Bridges. What the hell?
We'll see you at the Pacific Nerd West Con next week. I'll be in line somewhere between Steve Lieber and Eric Powell. Excellent audio sound, right? Yeah, that was the perfect time. Boing. Boing.